I just spoke to the President of the United States 20 minutes ago about the Gulf states and their involvement. And what he told me was this. Iran had thousands of missiles pointed at all these Middle Eastern countries for the last 4 months. They were going to take over the Middle East, meaning Iran. They were going to control it all. The UAE, Qatar, Oman, and Saudi Arabia. They had 1,200 missiles pointed at these countries. All these nations were afraid of Iran, and they are not anymore. And they had reason to be afraid. We have knocked the hell out of them like no other nation could, and they still have remnants left. Just wanted you to respond to that.
Well, this is why the president, one of the reasons I think he did why he did this now. Imagine, we're seeing how the Iranian regime is behaving now. Imagine if the president had kicked the can like so many of his predecessors had, and at the rate that Iran was producing these drones and ballistic missiles, had tens, if not hundreds of thousands years from now. That's the shield that Secretary Rubio has been talking about, behind which they would then develop a full-blown nuclear program, which we know they intended to do. They were not negotiating in good faith. The reason President Trump went now is because they're at their weakest point, and he's not the type of president to kick the can and let future generations have to deal with a much stronger nuclear-armed Iran to then truly hold not just the region, but the world hostage.
Ambassador, they think Israel's the problem, but those Gulf states know Iran's the problem. I also asked the president about the rise in oil prices, $100 a barrel. And he said this about the Strait of Hormuz. These ships got to go through the Strait of Hormuz and show some guts. There's nothing to be afraid of. They have no navy. We sunk all their ships and all but 20% of their launchers. What is your reaction and that message to the merchant ships, and that's the Gulf states too, to start getting that oil going through there?
Well, to the president's point, we've destroyed their air force, destroyed their air defenses, destroyed 90% of their launchers and missile capability, and sank their entire Navy. This is about, I think, emotion. It's irrational. We have eliminated the threat for these both merchant ships, and commerce needs to start moving. In addition to that, the Development Finance Corporation, led by Ben Black, the president and secretary, and he announced that we'll put insurance in place just as an additional safeguard. So these ships need to start moving. I understand from talking to Secretary Wright, our energy secretary, that what they call Suez Max, which is a super tanker, has moved, and we're asking the rest to follow suit. We'll give them the protection they need, and we are knocking the snot out of Iran's capabilities. But again, one more reason why we had to do it now and not wait until they had even additional capability to not just hold the region hostage, but the world's energy supplies. Enough is enough. They've been doing this for 47 years. They started this war 47 years ago. Thank God President Trump is doing what's necessary to end it.
And to close this, Russia is helping Iran with targets against us. Our facilities in Bahrain, office buildings in Saudi Arabia where the CIA is located. At the same time, Ukraine is helping us with drone technology. What does that tell you about that conflict? And whose side, who's on?
Well, Russia has now lost its largest manufacturer and supplier of drones, these Shahed drones that have been so devastating. Oh, by the way, so have the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, and everyone else. Russia's also lost a supplier of ballistic missiles. So that symbiotic relationship has to break. Special Envoy Witkoff has delivered a very tough message. And at the end of the day, this kind of axis of evil is going to be broken. Iran is no longer going to be a threat and no longer going to be a supplier to China and Russia.
And Ambassador, I just had a chance to watch you go at it with the Iranian foreign minister, and you made America really proud. And you kept your temper, which I wouldn't have been able to do. Ambassador, thanks so much.